Hey everyone, Olar here, back with another 5-9 gaming video, and this time we're going over the S tiers that we picked in all the categories for Dokkan, and we're going to do its own tier list and differentiate which ones are the stronger S tiers and which ones are a little weaker. But joined with me, I have Troko.
Hello.
And next we've got Gale.
Hello everybody, glad to be back.
Alrighty, so as you guys can see, we've got a good chunk of categories here, so without much ado, let's go ahead and get started. What first, Majin Buu Saga?
Yes. Oh, but before we do go in, just explaining the criteria for the rankings. Basically, how often is a category likely to be buffed, as well as how powerful it is right now. So something like Kamehameha is S tier compared to something like androids, because how often do we get android buffs compared to Kamehameha? But that's how we're going to be kind of ranking the tier list. But yeah, Majin Buu Saga, very big category, and a lot of potential units to come from it.
I agree with you. It has a lot of potential. I mean, we just recently got one with Videl, but at the same time, we have gotten a majority or bulk of the units recently, right? So how likely is it? I mean, as you said, if we're going to be basing it on potential, how likely is it we're going to see more of them in the near future? Like, we'll probably get one or two maybe in the next year and a half, but how likely is it that we're going to get an actual like onslaught of units like we did last year?
That's a good point, Gale. Yeah, if we are putting in the criteria how much it can grow, like right now it's S tier, but if you're going to factor in the growth factor,
well, that's only one factor of the category.
Yeah.
Just like how limited is it compared to
definitely, but
the reuse type thing.
Yeah,
Because
definitely, but it's a criteria we have to also remember.
Grow, but I mean, we have like the high school Gohans, the Tech Ultimate Gohan, we have Videl, we have S tier Vegeta. I think it's still a strong S tier category with
yeah,
other
definitely
units
agree
still
with that.
coming soon.
yeah, I agree with that. All right, well, I would definitely put it in S then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can disagree with that. I mean, it's still very powerful, like you guys said, and
you'll find leaders all the time.
Exactly.
No question about that.
And I think, like you mentioned, we're still gonna get some. It's not as if I'm not saying like we're never gonna get it, but it's something that obviously does, I feel, mark it down a bit. But I don't think it's enough.
I don't think it's enough to warrant it down from S to A. Yeah. All right, what's next?
Super Saiyans.
Okay, can I? Okay, we had this argument when we were putting Super Saiyans in, and I personally feel like yes, it has immense potential. Super Saiyans, we get them. It's a galore. We'll probably get a Super Gogeta that'll be in Super Saiyans, right? The Vegeta version or Vegeta version of Gogeta. We'll get that. We're gonna get more and more as we go along, but the biggest problem right now with the category, in my opinion, is its leaders, right? So we got a Namek Goku who I personally can't find. It's like once in a blue moon I find him, personally. Like, people just don't put him as a friend leader anymore. And then you have the AGL Spirit Bomb Goku, which is a great unit, but defensively can be a bit of a liability. And on top of that, he's also an LR, so it's harder to obtain him. A yellow coin LR specifically, right? So right now it needs a bit more for me to put it up in S tier in terms of like a runnable leader. Can you even run the team like as a Super Saiyan team? I personally would put it in A right now. I just think like the units within the team and whatnot are fantastic. It's got immense potential, but its leaders are what's holding it back.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Gale there. It's just finding S tier Namek Goku or finding AGL Spirit Bomb Absorb Gokus, that's hard to find. So running the team themselves, I don't really run that team a lot. Actually, I think the last time I ran that team was when Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku was around. So yeah, I would say A is a comfortable place to put it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Troko.
I could see B or A, but yeah, A is fine, because really Super Saiyans, we only really are going to get buffs of the team during big celebrations, because how come they're just gonna drop a basic Super Saiyan Goku as like normal banner unit that's not like anniversary or LR type thing? But Giant Ape Power, I think it's B tier kind of right now.
Yes,
like we've kind of capped out. The only units down the horizon we're really gonna kind of be waiting for is Tech Vegeta's EZA, as well as the Super Dragon Ball Heroes. That's it's a very limited category. and all the units that are probably going to be top tier, we already kind of have. We're just waiting on one EZA, and I guess like S tier of Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
I don't know about that. I mean, it depends on what Dokkan does, right? We've obviously entered this era of like them doing more unique Dokkan Fest exclusives, shall we say? But we still have to get some really important ones, like for example, Grade A Vegeta, who obviously could very well be a great aid to Giant Ape power, right? Obviously, as you said, Tech SJ for Gogeta's EZA, we still can get, of course, a fusing form of SJ for Gogeta, an updated form of full power SJ for Goku as well. I feel there's a lot more potential than you're giving it credit for, in my opinion. But even then, I wouldn't put it past probably A. Like, it's like you said, A or B is where I'd put it as well.
Yeah, it's like
what about you, Nolar?
We could get more Dokkan Fest, and Dokkan will really do whatever, but it's like, how often are we likely to even get the buffs? Like, there's a couple units we can still get, but I don't see it as very likely over the next little while.
Well, we know
also,
we can expect it to be at least guaranteed once a year, most likely, depending on what Heroes does. Obviously, they're more thriving off of SJ4s, right? So I think once a year is pretty much.
That's
but the downside is it's a limited banner once a year.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is like, if it was a regular banner unit, then I could agree with you that it has a little more value. But if you're looking at Dragon Ball Heroes, which only happens in November, we can only get them once during that banner. If you miss out or don't have the stones at the time, you're SOL. Like, no. I kind of agree with Troko. It's kind of in B tier. The only way it would bump up to A is if they decided to EZA all the giant forms, the great apes there, right? Like the Bardock crew in their giant form. So I could go either way, but I would kind of tend to lean it towards B, because we kind of capped out on the power that we're going to see from it, honestly.
Yep. That's fair. B it is.
And just keep in mind, too, B doesn't mean it's bad. Even when we put a category in D, which probably will be androids, doesn't mean it's bad at all. It's just a D tier, S tier category. Keep that in mind before you guys think we're bashing androids. It's just
just to be clear. All right, what's next?
Bond of Master and Disciple. That's looking like a C to D tier to me. I don't know how often we're getting relevant buffs. Like, we got the Gohan in it, but a lot of these units I would rather run in not Bond of Master and Disciple. Is what so later is just in Gohan and a couple banner unit. Oh, I guess Gohan is a leader now. So it's new Gohan and ain't Gohan. And pretty much every unit in this category I'd run off of its category.
Well, the thing is, like, all the units in this category are strong, even with their pairings, right? But you would rather run them on the other teams, like, Whis and Beerus on God Key, or not God Key, Realm of Gods. I would say it's a C, just because I don't know what else that's gonna get to boost it.
Yeah, well, one thing that I will say is Beerus and Whis, both those units should be, the LR Beerus and Esther Whis should be on the category both, right?
Yes, they are on the category.
Yeah, so at least Gohan was actually going to be a really, really good support unit for that LR Beerus, so that's good, but Whis isn't really going to be sorting much besides Beerus, so I don't think Whis would support anything on Gohan's category, but yeah, what are you feeling? B, C, D? I'd say low B, high C.
Yeah, what about you, Gil?
I mean, I think the roster is really strong, right? Like, I mean, you've got, like you said, Beerus, Whis, you've got a bunch of Super Saiyan Blue Vegetas, including Int, LR, SSB, E Vegeta, right? But the cohesion, I can kind of see where you guys are coming from. And you're probably not, like you said, you're not going to be running this category. If you wanted to run a bunch of the Hybrid Saiyans together, you're going to run it under a Hybrid Saiyans leader. Or if you're going to run, the Realm of God team, you're going to run them under Realm of Gods and stuff like that. So, yeah, as Bond of Master and Disciple, there's no necessity to run the team. But because of the roster and the options it has, I mean, you can't deny the clear-cut options it has in terms of, like, the names and, like, the units it has. I have to give it a B personally, just because of the options it has, and it's gonna keep getting a lot of units in here, because you got the Gohans, you got the Super Saiyan Blue Vegetas, you got the Trunkses, Whis, and stuff like that. Whis, Beerus, so on and so forth. There's even a couple of Kid Gokus in there if they ever decide, finally we want to go back to Dragon Ball. Master Roshi as well. So I personally would give it B because of that. But I do agree, like, you just wouldn't run that category as a main leader category, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I just moved Final Trump Card Death because it's just
Yeah.
Potara infusion. There's not much. Peppy Gals. This is one. I don't think Peppy Gals should really be above C because up until Videl, we hadn't really had much support for the category. The units are still strong, but I don't see much in the way of future Kale and Caulifla units. Like, they could do a Dokkan Fest, but I don't really see that happening for now.
I
least for a
agree with C
bit.
as well. I
Not that
don't
it's
know
bad,
about you,
but it's
Nora.
like I feel like it's Giant 8 Power almost where it's kind of capped out, but it's in almost a worse spot because like Kale and Caulifla units are still good, but they're a tad overrated nowadays.
Yeah, I would say high C, low B is where I'd put them. So I'm kind of comfortable wherever you're gonna put them.
That's a C, yeah.
Terrifying Conquerors. It's a pretty
Yeah.
easy A to S tier.
Yeah, that's gonna continue to be better. I feel.
Yeah, because you have Garlic Juniors on that category, right?
Yep, he is.
Yeah, I'm just putting that S tier, dude. Bojack's team is just Bojack is too good. Bojack is leader, right?
No,
Or which
Terrifying
one?
Conquerors is what's
It's-
its name? Turles
it's-
and Cooler.
Oh yeah,
Cooler,
oh
yeah.
yeah, never mind. Cooler's a support unit. Yeah, I always think of the transformation boost. Wait, what is Bojack lead again? Oh yeah, Space Traveling Warriors.
Bojack-
Space Traveling Warriors.
Space-
Yeah.
Yep.
No. If Cooler is your leader or Bojack, if your leader is a support unit and they're top tier and you have other top tier units, yeah, I think it's pretty easy. Yes. Like movie bosses, unfortunately, right now, the two leaders sort of suck.
Sorta. You mean
Yeah, Fizz
actually
Broly
suck?
and AGL Turles. Who's the other movie boss? Isn't it Int Broly?
It's the physical Broly.
I thought Int Broly.
The
Wait, what does
LR.
Int Broly lead again?
Planetary Destruction.
No, in Broly also leads movie bosses. It's Planetary Devastation and movie bosses he leads. So it's the two Brolys, Turles, Fizz
Oh yeah, he
Broly
does
as the
remove
sub
Broly,
lead.
Yep.
Yeah, I would give this an S tier category. There's so much room with the category to keep going up. Now that we just got Garlic Jr. and sure, he's not on movie bosses, but they're not afraid to give us stuff like Wheelo now, and who knows, Wheelo, probably will be god tier. STRL or Broly easy A. You have Int Broly, Physical Broly could get an easy A one day. You have Cooler, Bojack. I think it's pretty easy. S tier.
Yeah.
And we have another
disagree.
movie coming out, right? So
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I
S
mean, that's
tier
at least
easy.
confirmation of a new unit. Yeah.
Yeah. So
GT Heroes is in a better spot than GT Bosses, but I don't think it'd be an S.
it's not an
tier?
S. I think it's an A. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'd give it an A as well.
it's not
Alright,
much.
Vegeta's
to
As
discuss
much,
there.
as much as I'm a GT fanboy, I think an A is fair.
I don't think I could put Vegeta's family above a C tier because we've gotten two LRs for it in up until Super Saiyan Evolution Blue Vegeta. The last one was Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Whole 2 years, I'm pretty sure, without a summonable LR.
be
Yeah, but it's.
fair.
I wouldn't put it C. I would say B because it's got a
Yeah.
chance to, with easy A's, to really get pumped up more.
It just feels like Dokkan hates the category, which is why it's alright, I guess we're just never doing anything with
Well,
it.
I mean, you have to remember it's also Vegeta's family, and we know that Vegeta Trunks gets a lot of love, especially Trunks. I remember 2018 when we just got an onslaught of Trunkses, right? And so I wouldn't be surprised if Trunks gets a bit more love in the near future again, I mean, yes, you are right that the LRs and the options for the LRs aren't that great. But I mean, the rest of the team is really strong. We obviously just got SSJ for Vegeta ZZA. We'll probably get SSBE Vegeta ZZA now that we're almost done with the 120s. 2 more to go, obviously, at the time of this recording. So I'd give it a B as well. I can't say anything lower than a B as well, like Nolar.
B tier it is. Alright, Transformation Boost, Cooler.
S. Easy.
Yes, too many units come in that. Too many.
Yeah.
They
Resurrected
have.
Warriors.
I will say though, they have been slowing down on a lot of transformation characters lately. So there is a chance they're going back to the good old days. I say. I mean, I act as if they were good old days, but the good old days of no transformations or anything, which can make it a bit iffy. But I mean, it's still they'll come back to it inevitably. I highly doubt they're gonna stick with no
Well,
transformations and stuff.
just to cap this off, I mean, think of all the big celebration units, right? Like
Yep.
the anniversary units and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I think it'll be continue to be improved. So S is fine. All right, Resurrected Warriors.
I'm thinking A tier. It does get a lot of support, but it's limited. Like, we didn't get a ton like the last year. It was what, Broly, Garlic Jr., New Frieza. Garlic Jr. is on the category, right? Yeah, because it's from the TV
Yeah.
saga. In Broly, I think he's on Resurrected.
No, he's not. That is the first movie,
It's only
so
Tech.
he's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
If
technically is there. Same with STR. So
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. If it's a Broly from the second movie, it's a Resurrected Warrior. If it's from the first movie, it isn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it's when he's coming to lava. So I mean, Resurrected Warriors is really strong. It's just kind of the leaders don't work the greatest. I mean, you have the two Friezas, which have turn into power type links, and then you have Tech Broly, who's a 130. So it's like, yeah, it's good, but I don't know. We need another leader for the team.
A different type of lead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where you're gonna put it A?
Yeah, I'd say
Like,
A.
I feel like it's an A just because it has room to grow. It would definitely go up to S of S's if it had a better, a more cohesive lead as opposed to a TOP style Frieza. Because it's there. It just needs that one extra thing. That's it.
Yeah.
So you feeling A tier as well, Gale?
Yeah, I can put it in A tier. I think what it needs, in my personal opinion, I think it needs a bit of both sides, because we have to also remember it does have a super side as well as an extreme side. I wish they would, flesh out the super side a bit more and give that love, because the super side is practically useless on Resurrected Warriors, in my opinion, at this moment in time,
agree.
right? So, if they could flesh out a bit of the super side, that would be fantastic. And of course, like you guys said, maybe a different leader as well for the extreme side could be kind of handy, rather than just pushing out Friezas. Like the Broly, while it's a sub lead, is, arguably you run the Tech Broly more than the Friezas sometimes, because it's a little bit different. He links well with the other Brolys as well, right? So yeah, I think a little bit of tweaking and a couple of better leaders, or different leaders I should say, and it'll be S tier. But right now I think A is fair. It gets units, but it needs a bit more.
Now Potara. I'm stuck between S and A. We do get a lot of Vegetos, but we haven't really got an updated leader skill in a while, which the Vegetos are still fine. S tier leads Potara, right? No, he's Boo Saga and Battle of Wits. Never mind.
No, S
so
tier
it's
is
still
Battle of Wits.
pretty much just the Int Vegito, which, not to say he's bad, but
yeah,
he's still like,
you got the
still
Tech
top
Vegeta
tier.
Blue too, and he's and that's you'll find him all the time
I don't know how I
too.
forgot about him.
Yeah, the leads aren't the issue. It's just, and the category is good. It's just how much more can we get out of it? Putting that factor in. I'm floating between S and
Goku
A.
Black units. I think if we got a Goku Black that led Potara, that would, have cohesion with all the Goku Black units. Easy super S tier. I still kind of want to put it S tier, but I could see it being A.
I mean, it's S tier as it stands now, but if I'm thinking about how many extra units we can get in it, that kind of devalues it a little bit for me. So
because for
I could go either way. That's
easy
basically
A's, we have like S tier Goku Black, Tech LR Goku Black, Tech Vegito, and I don't really see a ton more happening for a while.
Well, I mean, we could probably get. I don't know how likely it is we'll see STR getting his easiest soon.
S tier
LR.
Vegito Blue.
Yep.
I don't know. That could. I don't know. I kind of want to put an S tier just for now, but it's.
I think
I could go either way. Yeah.
I mean, I personally feel it should be S, because, like you said, they adore the fusions. Unlike Legends, where it's mainly Vegetos getting love, Dokkan does like to share their love a bit between the fusions. So Vegetos is gonna happen. We're obviously gonna get Keflas more and more down the line. Even though we just obviously got one recently, I think we'll get more in the future. Obviously, a Kale and Caulifla fusing one, because we have to remember they're gonna do that for every unit. I feel at this point, so it's inevitable. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, more so. And Rose will keep getting one. But I do agree, the only thing that it really needs to make it a high S tier is probably a Goku Black leader or an extreme leader for it.
Siblings Bond. I don't think it should be really anything above a B tier, because a lot of the units we get that are on the category are meant to work with other units like Goten, the modern Gotens will work with Trunks that, won't be on the team. Even the support, like Goten, he boosts, I believe, Gifted Warriors and stuff, like the tech one. So it's like Siblings 1 does get a good amount of units, but not a ton that really fit on that team the greatest.
Yeah, I think B is where it should be, honestly.
Yeah. And then we have this team. Wow.
I mean,
Pure Saiyans,
wait,
I think is also. You're gonna argue against Universal Survival Saga?
The only reason I'm gonna argue against it, and it's gonna be the same thing as Majin Buu Saga, are we actually expecting more from it?
Kinda, yeah.
Anytime soon, though.
I mean, yeah, but even as is, the category is just so stacked that, even if we don't get another
Fair
buff
enough.
for a year, we still have 25,000 Dokkan
I just gotta
Fest
make that.
LRs, right?
I just gotta make that point clear because that is something
we're
to
not
address
going to be
as a
getting a
black
ton
mark.
of buffs, but we don't really need buffs. It's already
True. No, I don't disagree.
god tier. And then Pure Saiyans, even though the leaders are kind of not the greatest, I still couldn't
It's
put
S.
it not S.
Yeah, it's S. for
Really?
sure. I mean, yeah.
I mean, we disrespected the leaders for Super Saiyans, and arguably Super Saiyans just gets as. No, I wouldn't say as many for sure. Definitely not because Pure Saiyans has more. But Super Saiyans gets a decent chunk. If we're gonna, I don't know. I feel.
Well, because
Sure.
Pure Saiyans also
No,
gets
I
all
know.
the Super Saiyan 2s, 3s, 4s,
Yeah, I know.
blues, all that.
look.
Silly Gale.
I mean, the other thing too, we all trash on physical Vegeta, transforming Vegeta, but he's on every banner essentially, right?
That is true,
And-
but nobody runs him as a leader, though. That's the problem.
well, it depends, right? Because if you're a new player, yeah, that's more valuable to you. And then
Yeah,
I
of
think
course,
in
yeah.
ranks like 2 to 450, 500, which is most people who've been playing for a year to 2 years.
That is true,
You'll see a ton of them. On the upper tiers, like where I'm at in rank 999, you won't see them for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I still think it's S regardless.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Time Travelers.
Whoa,
Bojack leads this category. Goku Black and is it
No,
the SR?
Bojack is straight space traveling warriors.
No,
right?
he
No, he
leads
does both,
Time
he does
Travelers
both.
as well.
Yeah,
Oh, he is? Oh, okay. Well,
that brings the value up a little bit, but
yeah.
I
not
wouldn't
by
say
that
by
though.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd still say A because it's kind of like giant ape power in the regards. Dragon Ball heroes, every single one of them are part of Time Travelers, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna just generally find Time Travelers as well because of Cells, Trunks, and a couple of others like Goku Black and stuff like that, right? So I'd put it at A. It's kind of like giant ape power, but more potential and more units in it, right?
We do have the Goku Black units
yeah.
and such, so.
Exactly, and you're gonna see more updates to it than I would say, like you guys mentioned with giant ape power.
Yeah, GBH every what is it, November? There's gonna
every
be a buff
November.
to Time Travelers. So
Yep.
I think A is fine. I just want
Now-
to put it S.
Hybrid Saiyans.
Oh,
I think it's same as Pure Saiyans in my opinion,
Yeah.
personally. But it
Yeah.
obviously has a better leader as well, in my opinion.
yeah, S it is.
How that can just kind of.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean that's
here-
not a question.
Now, Wicked Bloodline. I'm thinking probably C tier. We do not get buffs for this team, ever.
Regularly. We were talking about this during the video as well. Cooler was the last. Well, I said Cooler. I keep forgetting because Fizz Angel Frieza exists, but Fizz Angel Frieza was our last update to the category, and that was about. It's basically once a year we get a good buff to the team, right?
So I would say C tier for this team.
Yeah, I'm there. Sorry,
Yeah.
Gresh.
Yeah,
It'd really be
please
like
don't fire me. And Reps Universe 7, it's pretty easy S tier as well.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah.
ridiculous. Majin Power, I'm thinking maybe C tier again. It has a lot of
C.
good units, but it's lacking a lot of LRs because they just won't give us an LR Kid Buu. Buhan is really, really good, but that's kind of it. Int Kid Buu, Fizz Kid Buu, they're all really, really good. But we just rarely get buffs because Majin Buu Saga, when we get new units, it's usually like Videl and Gohan. So, not a ton of room to grow. And if you don't have the main units, you don't really have the team.
I agree with that.
I can't
I
disagree.
agree.
So I think C tier. And Goku's family, that's kind of...
That
Yeah.
goes up into S. for
Right
sure.
there. Realm of Gods. Okay, that can also just go right there. Androids.
I'll
D.
say.
D. Yeah.
What was the gap between 13 and. What was the most recent Android Dokkan Fest?
17?
Was it still 13?
Oh, you mean Dokkan Fest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 13.
Okay, yeah, no T, bro.
Yeah, it's like it's a really
That-
powerful team, but wow, is it never buffed. Battle of Wits, I'm thinking A. We do get a good amount of buffs, but not anything compared to like a lot of the sagas or general things.
Yeah, I can't disagree with it. It's
Man,
pretty
if
much.
Battle of Wits included Ultimate Gohan. Why?
I mean,
Yeah,
wish.
I think A is the best place to put this.
Space Traveling Warriors, that's also a really powerful team that for some reason doesn't include Broly though, so
It doesn't include Broly and Golden Friezas, mind you.
yeah, I think A tier, probably with Time Travelers, because
Yep.
they're such a similar team.
Well, led by SR Bojack, so yes.
Planetary Destruction. Broly's team. It's
This is actually not a bad team, but I don't
I don't
see
like
it
it
getting many
personally.
buffs. Really?
Yeah.
yeah, like we got the Gohan as a buff. Great Gohan. We're gonna have you link up with Broly. Very cool.
I mean, it's got
I
a
don't-
good set. It's got a good set of names. I feel like you got a bunch of Friezas there, Coolers, Brolys, Vegetas, Turleses. I personally think it's A.
Wait, what is,
I think it's A.
Turles-
I don't think it's an
Turles-
S. Oh, it's not even
Oh no, I
questionable.
don't think it's S. But
it's
what does
definitely not
Turles
S.
boost again? Or what does he support?
Which
The LR
Turles?
one?
Terrifying
I think
Conquerors.
it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying Conquerors only. yeah.
And Cooler boosts Terrifying Conquerors and Transformation boost. He's not going to be supporting
Yeah.
like LR Broly because I don't think LR Broly is on Transformation boost from what I remember. So yeah, I don't.
Nope.
It has really, really, really good units, but not some
Not
of the top
a
tier
good
supports
cohesion.
don't
Yeah.
support.
Yeah.
Gifted Warriors.
Gifted Warriors is a
Surprisingly
bunch.
buffed a
it's
decent
bunch
amount.
Yeah, it actually gets a decent chunk, but because it's a lot of like Friezas, Vegetas, Goten, and Trunkses. But to be fair, it has also been that way because there's been just a bunch of Goten and Trunkses coming for no reason.
Yeah, that's true. It's good, but I could go either way.
I think it'll be between B or A. I think A more so because there's options, but again, it also brings us back like the extreme side is kinda like not gonna really run the extreme side with Goten and Trunks out of all people, right? And on top of that, their leader is so like I wouldn't say restrictive, but they require certain units in the team, right? With Krillin or Trunks and Goten for their unit super attack, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, but you don't really need the unit super attack. So ignore the unit super attack. Fine, let's move aside that. But even then, even so, your super side isn't necessarily going to link up with your DKPs and stuff. I think DKP is in the category, right? So it may need an extreme side, an extreme one maybe down the line, an extreme leader down the line. But its super side has its options with a bunch of like Vegetas, Piccolos, and Trunks, Gotens and stuff. So I don't think it will be a problem to. This team is good. I'd say an A though. I wouldn't put it beyond an A.
Yeah, I'm feeling A tier as well. And then we have Turtle School, Miraculous Awakening, and Power Revival. I think Turtle School is super easy. It's the Goku team, and the leader is just a support unit, so it's great. Miraculous Awakening.
That's Vegeta's one, right? Or is that
Yeah.
Goku?
That's Goku's.
I keep
Goku's.
mixing up the two. Okay, Goku's. I remember Goku's vividly being not as good as Vegeta's. That's the only thing I can
Yeah,
think
I'm
of
looking at it right now. I'm feeling probably A tier. A lot of the units that are on it, I would usually run on other categories.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
feels
I'm
like it has
leaning more towards A. Yeah.
And I'm kind of feeling that way with Vegeta's as well. It does have
I
a
don't disagree.
bit more in terms of options, but I'd still feel that's A. So that's pretty much 5-9's canon tier list. 100%. Everyone at 5-9 contributed to this. Definitely.
Definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
For
absolutely.
this tier list.
Just to be clear, guys, again, even though Androids is in D tier, it's D of the S tiers. So it's still a good category, and it probably will forever get buffs and leads, because that's what they always love to do, what it seems like. So no matter what, all these categories are really good, but we think the top of the top are right there in S, which is what? Majin Boost, Saga, Final Trump Card, Terrifying Conquerors, Movie Bosses, Transformation Boost, Potara, Universal Cycle Saga, Pure Saiyans, Hybrid Saiyans, Kamehameha, so and so. You guys let us know in the comments down below what you think. You agree or disagree? I'm sure a bunch of you disagree, so let us know. But if you like the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new here and enjoy the content, and hit that notification bell so you know when we go live with videos. Anything else you guys want to say before we sign off?
We work for Akatsuki.
Really.
This is valid. This is actually 100% facts. We can confirm this is how Akatsuki feels as well.
Yes, exactly. All right. Well, with that said, thanks a lot, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Nolar, Gale, and Troko, we are out.